Morning, guys. This is my first live. As I said, once a week I'm going to start posting these. What I'm going to go through is just a recap of week 2, of what I've been learning and things I've picked up. We'll go on to the decks and I'll show you some things that I have picked up over the week, and then play a few tracks that I've just got, because I have just bought a few more tracks to play. So we'll see how they go. I've not really touched them yet, so there's no cue points or anything like that set for them. So it would all just be freestyle, just off the cuff. So like I say, week 2 I've learned to DJ. I have just been focusing more on transitions, and I've been taking it simple, so it's just going from the start of one song and going on to the all the way to the end, and then at the end bringing in the next song along. As I get more and more confident, I am going to start experimenting on a different transitions that I can try. I have been watching people like James Hype and things like that. So they are obviously the masters of transitions, and that's where I aim to be. So what we've done this week is I've actually bought the Archive 4 USB. It comes packed with 100 different tracks, all preset, and all available to use for any DJ. I think it costs $39.99 in UK pounds, which for what you get, and I have listened to a few that are on there now, it is really good. There's quite a lot on there. What I'll do is I'm just going to load it up. We are a little bit later on the live. I was planning on coming on here about 11:15 UK time. However, we had a bit of technical difficulties, just because I am only using DJ Pro, it's still good. However, soon, hopefully, I will be expanding and upgrading to Recorder Box. But for that, I'll need another laptop. So that'll be coming eventually. So we're just working with what we've got at the minute. Like I say, I've got the FLX4, DDJ FLX4. So this is a good starting DJ set. And obviously got good speakers and headphones. It is simply just the DJ Pro now, which is throwing up a few issues. I've got reduced sort of things that I can actually do on the decks, different functions, different effects, things like that are missing that Recorder Box would give me. I see Rivals Pro. Hi there, mate. Thank you for joining. Also, thank you for everyone else that is joining. It's great to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this camera around, and we're going to get the first track loaded up now. There we go. Right. So we'll set the tempo. Make sure everything is always set to 0. This is what I've learned. I want all these down because I know that track 2 is coming in second. Use the headphones. What I've noticed as well is that you actually don't really use the headphones that much. They are more just for queuing up the next song, beat matching, which is something that is desperate to learn. Could just use this, which is BeatSync. It automatically syncs the songs for you. However, it is a bit of sacrilege in the DJ world, so that is avoided. It almost could be taken out of the decks. So yeah, I've got looping effects, but this is where the DJ Pro system lacks. It is sort of more robotic, where I can only sort of adjust the loop with these buttons or these buttons by bringing it down 1 beat, half a beat, whatever. Whereas when I go onto Recorder Box, for example, you can manually with the jog wheel reduce that gap. So what we're going to do is going to load up the first song, and then we'll go from there. So as I say, this is the Archive 4 stuff. so you know, never used it yet, so it is just going to be all fresh off the cuff. Don't know how it's going to go, you know, I've not worked out what goes well with what yet, but what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on some of the transitions that we're going to do and go from there. Volume up a little bit. So what I've started doing a lot of the times is we've already got the second track loaded up, which I know on some DJ sets it's not always the case. It is a quick load and beat match, but I've already got this second one loaded up, so I know this one's running at 127 beats. And what I can do here, if this one's already loaded up, is I can preset that to 127 beats, so that when I do start to go into my beat matching, it's already set at the beats. I'm not going to mess around with them too quickly. I'm not going to rush to get them down, and it's just set to basically start the song and just beat match with the jog wheel straight from there. So this is what we're doing so far. So here we go. So now what I'm learning is about phasing, so now I know the last beat, the last drop's about to come. So this is going to be sort of where I start to think about bringing in the next track. So drop this, the lows for the next track, which is the bass. We've got the mids, so drop that a little bit, and we'll drop the highs as well. So we'll start from there. So I've already got that now set up. So now it is just sort of a case of beat matching first, and then I can start to mess around with the EQs, so that basically, you know, we can start to transition these EQs out together. So here we go. So we've started the next one now. So now a beat match. So now we're both running at the exact same bars, and what I can start to do is I can start to bring this in now. So now, as you can hear, the next song is starting to enter. So what I can start to do is I can start to switch around these EQs. So I can drop the lows of one, and as I'm doing that, I can bring the lows of the other one in. Same again, do that with the highs maybe. Then we've not got much of this first song left in there now. It's not clashing too much, it is in key, so it's matching in key, so it's all harmonically mixing. So then what we can do finally is we can just sort of phase that one out even more. Now, we drop this down. Now all you're hearing is the second song. So now, with the DJ Pro stuff and all that sort of stuff, you can actually list your tracks within key. So now I know that this is running at that key. So I can search through here now, find anything that goes with it. So for example, let's have a go with Tell You Why. So now what I can do, I can load that in. So that's not playing now because I've dropped that first track out, so that doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset all my EQs, just as, you know, good practice to do. Then you know that the deck is set perfect. This we also did drop to 127 beats. So now what we can do, we can bring it back up to its intended 130. Coming to this, so now with the phasing, I know that this drop's about to go down into a breakdown, so I don't know if you can see on here, not too well, move the camera a bit, but here you can see where it's red, it's about to go green. That's a visual indication of the different beats that's about to happen. As you can tell, it's going to drop down now. You can do with a bit of CFX, smart CFX, start dropping out some of the lows. Sounds a bit more vocally, just in the low areas. Now just start to bring it back up. Another thing I am starting to look at is pad effects. This is again where I'm sort of falling short a little tiny bit with the DJ Pro stuff, because I've only got a set amount of effects like this one that I can use. And going on to Recorder Box, you can set your own. You can set, stems up there so you can remove the vocals, things like that. So as you see, we're about to go into the last drop here now, so I can start to press play on this one. Now we're already at 130 beats. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that too much. These are all both naturally 130 beats a minute. So we've come to the end of this. So what I can do, drop the lows as I first, this one coming in. What I can do, drop the mids, drop the highs, and we'll bring this next one in. Might do, drop a bit of volume there so that the first set that we're already on is now sort of tucking in behind, and then I can just start messing with the EQs again. So as I bring the highs out, I'll bring the lows up of the new track. Same again with the mids. So all I need to do now is set the highs, and now we can phase this one out. And what I think we'll do is we're going to, as you can see now, so we started down here on this A minor, we're going down to D minor, and now let's drop it down to G. Now let's load that one into second. As I said, I've already dropped this out now. I'm going to set my EQ so I can actually hear it in my ear and press Q, because we know that we don't need to do that. However, as you can see here, there is a bit of a low intro here. This one finishes slightly high. There's a high point here, so I think that's where we're going to start from in this one. We're not going to start from the start, just because it would sort of drop the tone a little bit. So as we get to here, you can start to see beats picking up here. So now this one's a natural 132, so what I can do, I can drop it down to 130 already. So now they're technically beat matched already. And what I can do, now right here, there's a bit of vocals that comes in. So what I can do is I can set it back a little bit, so that basically there's not going to be a vocal clash. So that's all dropped down, that's all in. Good. So now I'm coming into the last drop here. So, coming towards the end now, it's just sort of fading into the exact same beat, so this is where people might start getting a bit bored. So, I can start to think about dropping in this next one now. And now we've lost the vocals, start to bring this in, drop the lows of this one. And there we go. That was a bit more of a quicker transition. Only had a few bars to transition into that one, but they were already matched up with BPMs, beat match, everything like that. And I can bring it back up to its intended 132. Got this into number 1. And cue point. Now this one's quite a normal song, equal song, so it all just seems to be sort of same sort of style. I'll reset my EQs here. Just as good practice. Now then, we've got a bit of a jump on this one. So this next song that's going to want to be coming in is at 140 beats. This one playing at the minute is only on 132. Now, there are ways that you can do this. You can add looping effects, things like that. However, like I say, I am limited to what looping effects I can get. For example, you know, bear in mind, so this is the looping effect I can do. So if I do this, I can out it, I can cut it, so it drops it down to 1 beat, 1 bar instead of 2, half a bar, 1 beat, half a beat, quarter of a beat, and then we can press this to go back out. So with Recorder Box you can actually manually adjust that. Okay, on this I can't, I don't have that function yet, so my looping effects are somewhat limited. Okay, so here we go. As we can see over here, we zoom in a little bit. As you can see on this one, all very much the same. So this is sort of a song that you might want to cut short, just so people don't get bored of the same beat. You know, it's all about keeping people's energy up, keeping them on a high, and if the same beat is just playing over and over, what's going to happen very, very easily is people are going to start to lose interest in your set. And that is what I've picked up from people like James Hype, things like that. They're constantly transitioning. As soon as a beat starts to repeat itself, they're on to the next song, or they're adding some effects. Alright, so coming into the sort of final area of vocals. And if I can just cue this one, now I can see what I'm listening to here in my ear. Now I'm cueing this one, is without it being set in the track, I can hear how the start of this song is, so I can sort of work out where it's going to mix. Now what I'm going to do on this one, because I don't have that looping effect, is I'm actually going to push this up to 140. Now that can create issues because basically once I start this, I've got to somehow naturally drop it back down from 140 beats to its intended 130. So yeah. So now the vocals are starting to fade out slightly. What I think I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start thinking about dropping in this next one. So here we go. Bit of jog wheel, just bring it back up, beat match it. Now we can't get this one perfect, so this one is at 140.2 beats per minute, this is at 140. So there might be some slight adjustments that need to be made along the way, but not too bad. So what we can do now is we can start to think about dropping the lows on the song that's already in. Maybe adding a bit of effect. And what we can do is bring this in. And as I'm bringing this down, that was a bit more sloppy, just because, like I say, it's these two songs are a bit too different in BPM, and I've not sort of, you know, got the looping effects and things that I could use. However, you know, it is coming together with what we've got, and you know, as you always say, you can only work with the tools you've been given. So this is what I'm dealing with. So let's have a look. What should we go for next? Yeah, we'll go for this. Bit of energy. Bring a bit of energy to the Saturday morning. You see, on this song that's in a minute, I've still got a little bit of effects in there. So before the drop, what I'm going to do, there we go. So just whilst this one's playing out, you know, we'll get a bit of talking done. So if you are new and just tuning in, I've got a few videos on my channel where I explain that I'm a 30-year-old dad of 3 and I do have a full-time job. However, since I was a child, always wanted to become a DJ. Always been into, you know, Swedish House Mafia, Tiesto, Martin Garrix, things like that. Now James Hype I'm just sort of learning about. And yeah, I feel like my children are growing up now, so I am in a position where I can start to look towards my dreams, becoming a professional DJ. And yeah, I think now is about the right time. So if you want to follow the journey and see where we can get to, you know, follow the channel, like, comment, whatever. It'd be great to see, you know, loads of people trying to join this journey with me. You know, the support and everything like that is fantastic. I have already gained some quite serious support on TikTok already. Mainly my first video where I am introducing myself, I think we're up to about 24,000 views, which is great. So hopefully we can keep that going. So now the vocals have dropped out on this one. So what we can do is I can start to mess with the EQs of the next one I want to bring in, and I can go. A bit of jog wheel because we are slightly out. Both at 140. So what I can do with this one is I can track this in, drop the lows, bring this one in now. And as you can tell, these beats are almost identical. So now I can start to phase this one out. I can bring this one more in. Now I'll drop this first one down just a little bit because it's almost identical. Don't really need to drop that one out too quick. Drop the effects off this one. And there we go, next one's in. So I think just for today, you know, as it is my first, I'm only going to do maybe 1, maybe 2 more, unless one of you guys says keep going. You know, I listen to you, using my fans. However, I think I'm just going to do 1 or 2 more just to start off with. As it is my first live, then I can sort of, you know, recap, see what went well, what didn't, and then see you all again next week, I think. So anyway, let's finish on one that I think people are going to know.
You got that energy, the melody, the remedy now. You got that energy, the melody, the remedy now. You got that energy, the melody, the remedy now. Come on, baby, do you wanna go? Yeah, yeah. You got that energy, the melody, the remedy now. You got that energy, the melody, the remedy now. You got that energy, the melody, the remedy now. Come on, baby, do you wanna go?
Here we go. Like I say, all these songs, excuse me, on these are all off this, which is the Archive 4.0, which I did just get this week. So So I've not actually done anything with these songs, so I've not listened to many of them. There are 100 on there, so it took me a while to get through them all and, you know, put them all in sort of orders of where I want to play them. But I think, you know, just off the cuff, just doing a bit of freestyle has not been too bad today. They have sort of, you know, mixed very nicely. It does help because they all are extended mashes, so extended mixes, sorry. So they have the nice extended intros and outros. And as you can see in these bits where, you know, we're in a bit of a drop, a bit of a high. They are also seem to be slightly extended as well, nicely done. Anyway, back to the music. So the song we got in a minute, 140 beats a minute. Okay, the next one coming on, 136. So not too much of a drop. Now what I don't want to do is I don't want to lower the tone and the beat of the song already in. So again, like I say, I already know what this next song is going to be. You know, I'm not live, I'm not, you know, that good yet. So I'm not dropping things in just very, very quickly. So I can set this one up to 140. What that means is, as soon as it drops, we've got to try and find a point where we can drop that beat again, back to its intended. Otherwise, it will just start to sound like a big, fast, jumbled mess, and nobody wants to hear that. So, we're about to come up to the final sort of drop phase, so here we go. And we can start to think about bringing in this next one. So, again, like I said on the previous song, the beat is now starting to match itself a little bit. You know, it's starting to get a bit repetitive. Vocals are dropping out. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to start this next track now. Make it a nice even number like 160, because here we go. We've got a bit of a change in the track. Vocals out. So this is what I'm learning with the music theory. I'm starting to learn the structure of songs now. So, let's say, drop the lows. I'll play about with the mids and the highs. Drop a bit of an effect in there. And what I can do, slowly but surely, we'll bring this next one in. Here we go. There's a bit more of a quick drop in, not messing with the effects too much. And I think we might leave it on this song because it's a song that everybody knows, unless I can find one more that everyone's going to love. But we'll finish it on one more, just because it fits. It's called dreaming, and that's what we are. We're dreaming. Now then, on this one, what we're going to drop in, I'm pushing myself a little bit now. So this one's at 136, it's on at the minute. Now the next one we want to bring in, this Dreaming, where we want to finish it, is 128, so a bit of a difference there. So what I might do on this one, which can help this can do, is might bring it in the middle somewhere. So there is 6 beats per minute difference. So what we can do is we can raise this one by 3, put it up to 31. 32. Because there's actually 8 beats per minute, you know, math's not a risk. Anyway, what we can do is that's at 132 now. So we spread that one up slightly. And what we can start to do towards the end of this one, we can drop this one from 136 to 132. We'll sort of meet them in the middle there. Alright, so meet them in the middle, bring everything back in. Obviously, should sound nice. and then we start to bring it back to its intended BPM. So we're into the sort of final phase now. Soon, about 8 bars in, maybe 16, it's going to start to change the music, the vocals are going to start to drop, it's going to start to die off, and that's where we can start to think about bringing in this next one. So, already got this one set. Like I say, we're not doing very fast changes, so I can start to set the EQs already, because I already know this is what I'm going to want to do with this song. So, as you said, 16 bars later, the vocals go. So, what we can start to do now is bring this one. So now, we need to bring this down. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves chasing our tails a little bit. There we go. And I think that one went in very nicely. So now, we've got this one playing at 132, it should be there. So we'll drop it back down to its 128 like it was supposed to be. Reset this one, because obviously we're going to be wrapping up in a minute. Reset all my EQs, just so that I know next time I come on here, everything is set back to normal. So we can start on a fresh, clean slate. So yeah, we'll let this one play out. But what I'll do whilst it is playing out, we'll have a little chat, and we'll see where we're at. So, cheer out. So then, there we go. First live done. You know, just having a look through my comments here, is looking really great. So it's thank you very much for that. Get some Preston tunes on. I'll bring them in. Bring them in. So let's have a look. Wow, I've got lots of comments, so it's great to see. So yeah, I will go through all these, you know, after, and I'll start to, you know, reply to some of you all, you know, but because it is great to see. Like I say, I am just starting out on my journey, so all the support, all the love that you can give, means everything to me. You know, if you you know, want to follow along, you know, follow the channel. You know, the more people that follow, the faster we grow, and obviously, you know, pushes us along. So yeah, I am seeing lots here. So it's great to see 1.4 thousand likes as well, which is also amazing. I think it's the most likes I've got on one post. So, you know, this is absolutely fantastic. Weren't expecting results like this first time round, you know, so 1.4 thousand likes is fantastic. Who knows, next time, let's push for 2,000. All right. So I will leave you with this song playing out, you know, just to ask to talk. But going into week 3 of learning to DJ. Yes, that's right, we are only 2 weeks into learning. Going into week 3, again, I'm just going to fine tune them transitions. We're going to go through some of these songs and work out what goes well together, put them into sort of a mini set of their own, because, you know, want to aim to sort of have sets of about 30, 45 to an hour, you know, just so I can just sort of repeat them through, you know, all the time, get them down really well, and just practice the transitions with them. What I am going to start trying to do is learning, you know, little ways that I can add a bit of tricks into the FLX4, because I've been watching people like James Hype and they are managing it. Obviously they are the pros, so, you know, it's going to be very hard to you know, replicate what they do just yet, but, you know, practice makes perfect, and, you know, I like to throw myself in the deep end. So yeah, this track's just about to come out to the end. We've got about 50 seconds left. So, you know, just from myself, it's been fantastic to see you all there. I thank you so much. You know, like I say, I wasn't expecting results like this straight away. So, you know, it's fantastic. And as I said, you know, maybe 2,000 likes next time. We're actually at 1.9, so let's leave it, you know, let's see if, there we go, 2,000. Thank you very much for all of you. It's been amazing support today. hope you have the best weekend ever. And I will see you all next week to do the same thing. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.